Oh, another good one. That was from Ali Zafar, and that was Abkel Janeh. And now I'm going to be speaking to first-time published author Anu Pavola, and Anu is the founder and the director of the Jivita Academy, and she also has a shop. She's a practitioner. She's one of the first Ayurvedic practitioners in the UK to qualify, and she's written a book called Ayurveda Detox. So Ayurveda being the traditional Indian health system, and this book is all about how we can detox better. So we're going to be hearing more about that. Welcome, Anu.
Thank you, Sunita. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Delighted to have you on the show. So tell us a bit about yourself, Anu, and the catalyst for writing your book, Ayurveda Detox.
Well, as you already nicely put it, I have an academy to teach Ayurveda, and I've been running a spa clinic in Northwest London for the last 10 years, a little bit more. But as regards the book, I think one day what happened is that an editor walked into my shop and just asked if I wanted to write a book. And I believe that publishers had done some research on UK practitioners with higher education in this subject matter and just decided to start with me. And fortunately, I had something in the bottom of my desk drawer already.
It's often the way when you're writing your book is that you start it a few years earlier, and it's interesting sort of how it then gets birthed. But that's really it's great. And so who inspired you to pursue this path? Because it's you're Finnish, you're not Indian, so it's tell us about that alignment and how it happened.
Well, I started yoga practice in 1998 and was introduced by my teachers to take on Ayurveda. And, as if by magic, I was immediately fascinated by it because it just made sense. And, over the years I studied under many teachers, but one particularly sculpted the practitioner out of me, and that was Dr. Akash Kembavi, and he's based in Hubli in Karnataka.
Oh, good, excellent. So you've still got those mentors and those connections all around you. That's excellent.
Absolutely.
Now, for those that may be new to Ayurveda, let's start by talking about what health means to you. How would you define it in your words?
Well, health is, to me, is a different concept now than it was 20 years ago. So I now consider it being more of a state of mind, a perception of well-being, rather than a physical perfection or stamina. And I used to pursue those ideals, but with Ayurveda, I have learned to understand that those two are and can be a consequence of finding the underlying innate well-being, which is possible to have even if you don't have a perfect, strong body, if you know what I mean. I now consider health being like a dynamic state of being, a power to adapt to any environment and have that strong bounce back ability when things start going wrong.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you there. I remember me in my 20s, and I'd be, working out twice a day in the gym, and, I'm sure I sort of paid for some of these courses that you get in certain salons, which are all about, muscles, sort of tightening the muscles, and you do these 8-week sessions, and then nothing changes, and
part of it.
Yes, it's all part of the learning, isn't it? But Ayurveda, it takes, it's a very holistic practice, and your book takes this ancient practice and it breaks it down into a detox system. So what is Ayurveda to you, and what isn't it?
Well, this is a game I often play with my students, because it's really difficult to put in one sentence what Ayurveda is, because it's everything. And I kind of, over the years, thought of, in broad lines, Ayurveda is a healing system that promotes self-regulation, meaning that the body's own ability to heal. And full focus is given to correcting our digestion, or Agni, as we call it, as you know. And so the safeguard of Agni is done by syncing to the cycles of nature, which makes Ayurveda body clock medicine. And because we align with seasons and we align with the dark and light cycles. And what this really means is that we need to live seasonally and time our activities right. And so timing. And timing and seasonality are really the cornerstones of health. And if we follow these natural rhythms, the body and the mind, they do their own thing and let us enjoy that well-being that we all desire.
And that's great, because that you're keeping it nice and simple there. So this is available for everyone, and preventative healthcare is a hot topic at the moment. So how can we create healthy, sustainable lifestyles?
Yeah, well, it all comes down to that being living with the seasons and eating what's natural to the place that we're living in. So we kind of, this is what humans are designed to live, like all animals on Earth. So Ayurvedic knowledge is a copy of nature. It's a body of knowledge on how to adapt to the environment within the seasonal cycles. And this really is the most sustainable way to live. And it is really the solution to our problems with our diets and lifestyle issues, and even the solution to save the planet as well. And seasonal and local living reinforce that intelligence of the body mind to stay in balance, to prevent disease, and also live a long life, or healthier life.
Yes.
And if you look at wild animals in nature, they don't have lifestyle disorders. Yeah?
No, they don't.
They live perfect synchrony with the seasons.
Yes.
And they live 100% Ayurvedically, and so should we. And the best thing is that, when we kind of harness those powers of nature, we don't have to go off-grid and become nomads again, or go, live in the wilderness. I mean, we can adopt the principles of balance present in nature and keep on living in our urban environments and thrive. So
we can integrate it.
Really kind of remind ourselves how we're designed to live.
Yes.
And Ayurveda has those answers.
Yeah. Now, what are your top 3 tips? What can we do straight away?
Okay. First thing, stop eating after 5 p.m. Evening fasting is really the best, the cheapest, and the fastest way to start healing anything in our body. I mean, it just allows a systemic detoxification and an anti-inflammatory phase to take place at night, and then reduces that, morning puffiness, decreases pain sensation, and also slows down aging. And second would be drink tea without a tea bag. I always say this to kind of point out how hot the water should be. So sip hot water throughout the day, just kind of, especially first thing in the morning, and just avoid all cold things, because they constrict. Well, cold constricts and makes us tight, and therefore slows down digestion and circulation. And the third is really the reminder of what and how we should eat. And I've put these in the 3 S's: simple, slow, and seasonal. So if you think about evening fasting, drinking hot water throughout the day, and then having simple, slow, and seasonal food, then you're pretty much 100% Ayurvedic already.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Anu. Now you're, and I know you've got tips on all your social channels as well. So if anyone wants to follow you, you give lots of great advice that way. And your book, Ayurveda Detox, it's already out. How can we get it?
Well, it's in Amazon, Waterstones, Backwells, and bookshop.org, and obviously in my shopping center, right?
Wonderful. Thank you, Anu. That was Anu, Ayurvedic Practitioner and the owner and director of the Jivita Academy of Ayurveda. She's been practicing for over 10 years and was one of the first to qualify in Ayurveda as a health system in the UK. And she's gone on to write her first book.